So, Pete, I gave you some time to kind of formulate. Who do you think? Well, let's go with two. So, give me one player as we start who you think could potentially be a player of this game for the Canes.
And look, when we talk about breakout players, at least my definition of a D is I don't think we're going to see guys who haven't necessarily played, right? So, like I saw a Booker Pickett shout in here, for example. I don't see a guy like him getting significant snaps in this game. So, like, it's going to be guys who have played. I think Marquise Lightfoot, for me, is that breakout guy. In terms of spying the quarterback, I think he's going to be very big to make sure he's containing Castellanos from, getting outside of the tackles there. I think a lot of what you see from Bain is, the power game, getting upfield. Castellanos is going to want to bail. Lightfoot has the twitchiness, has the agility, as we see. We've always talked about it with him. He wasn't going to be – the question with him was all offseason, hey, has he put on weight? Has he put on weight? Yes, he has, but that's not what makes him the special player. It's his movement ability. It's his twitch. And it's his ability really in space too, as we've seen him chasing guys on these third downs.
And coverage too.
And coverage. And it's not just – we want to see sacks all the time, right? Sacks is what you judge some of these pass rushers on. But a lot of times him just holding Castellanos to 3-4 yards will be just as good as a sack on a lot of these plays because he'll be the one I think tasked with making sure he doesn't break that one and go 25, 30 yards downfield.
Yeah, and I love that choice. A versatile piece like that. He's just as fast as Castellanos. Maybe not as quick, but I think if they raced, it's not that much a difference between Lightfoot and Castellanos. I mean, this guy runs like 4.5. So really, really like that pick by Pete. I think this is not a team that's going to physically overwhelm them. They have some big guys on the offensive line, but I don't think that's going to be a huge issue. He's so tough. He's so physical for his size and so high motor. Love the pick. I'm going to go with somebody. Look, this is an obvious pick, but I think it's, to me, going to be one of the stories of the game, and it's Carson Beck. I just think between last game against Florida, where it was a rainy game, he did just enough to win, played winning football, but didn't have the spectacular Heisman performance maybe some people expected. This game, the weather holds, but now it looks like the weather's going to hold. He's going to be protected. FSU really, to me, does not show – their corners are okay, but they don't show a ton of ability to me to disrupt the passing game in any meaningful way. They obviously have to worry about the run. It is wide open for Carson Beck, and I think if he just sticks to the script like we've been talking about, don't force it downfield because you feel like you need to. Just take the open man, run the offense, take your time. You got the answers to the test. You're going to have protection. He is going to end up carving these guys up. Some of those 10-yard plays are going to be 25, 30, maybe longer type plays. If he just sticks to that script, I think he could have a monster game here against Florida State. And while everybody's watching the run game, because FSU is going to struggle to stop the run, as we saw against Virginia, that just opens up for Carson Beck. And I think he could have one of those, it's not set out to be a stat game, but because of those little paper cuts, it'll end up being a big stat game, and he'll be the talk of the town, hopefully, after the game.
Green Tree All-American asking if Lightfoot can set the edge in the run game, though. I don't think they ask him to do that much, D. I mean, I just don't see that being the case, but
yeah, he's Lightfoot for what he does is very tough, high motor. He's not going to be asked to set the edge, but being like, if you look at him more like a linebacker, I think he's very tough for that role. So, Pete, who would be your second potential breakout star player of this game?
I am going to stick on the defensive side of the ball and go Wesley BUZZN. Because kind of similarly to what we just said with Lightfoot and his ability to run in space, I think BUZZN is going to be asked to do a lot of the same. And I think he has one of those performances where he has a sack and a half, a couple tackles for loss, maybe a forced fumble, just because he's going to be around the ball a lot. I think there's going to be as one of those linebackers in the middle of the field, they're going to be tasked with a lot in terms of their eyes, watching the movement in the backfield. And if he reads a couple plays correctly, I think he'll shoot in there and make some big plays in the backfield.
Almost went to FSU, right? That was the big competition out of high school for him. So fourth year, I like that pick. Just put a stamp on his Miami career. It's got more to go, obviously, but put a stamp on this rivalry portion of his Miami career with a big game against FSU. I like that pick. I'm going to go with another local guy. Look, I did a whole video yesterday here at Duffy's Tavern, the home of the Hurricanes, talking about why I think Jordan Lyle could potentially be a a breakout candidate because he's itching to play. The running game is going to have a lot of success. We know Mark Fletcher, one of the best backs in the country. He's going to be licking his chops to go against this 3-man front for FSU. We talked about a little bit with Steve just how they got 3 guys up front. There's going to be space there. There's going to be angles there. They're not big guys to begin with, so it's not like they're like clogging up a ton of space. Great favorable matchup for the running game. But I'm going to go in the passing game. I pick Carson Beck first. His favorite target, could it be JoJo? Could it be Keelan Marion? Could it be CJ Daniels? I'm going to go with Malachi Toney. Again, I'm not picking names that are too off the reservation. I think we just got to do what we do, and it's going to be even more explosive than usual. Malachi Toney, you know he's going to get open. You know he's going to catch the ball. Edwin Joseph on the other side from Chaminade. Earl Little on the other side from American Heritage, same school Malachi Toney went to. This just feels like a game he's got a lot of familiarity in. He's probably circled and said, man, I've always wanted to play in this game. I always wanted to dominate in this game. I just see Malachi Toney not doing anything different than what he's already been doing, but just getting more and more experience, more and more accustomed to the speed of the game, where he could really hurt teams, getting more and more chemistry with Beck, who they already have a really tight bond. I see Malachi Toney maybe 1 or 2 touchdowns in this game, really, really hurting FSU. I don't think they have anybody that can even come close to covering him. Jerry Wilson is their best player. We heard Clay Fink say yesterday. Houston, maybe they put Clay Fink on Malachi to try to
Clay Fink on Malachi. I don't know how that one would go for the Knowles, man. Shoot. I know they want to try anything, but that might not be the solution.
There might be a better chance. But no, but Jerry Wilson from Houston transfer on Malachi, but I don't think anybody's stopping Malachi. The only way you're going to stop this Malachi Beck connection to me is if you have like a truly elite corner like a Leonard Moore from Notre Dame, and even Malachi did work in that game, or if you get to Carson Beck, and I definitely don't see either of those things happening. Jerry Wilson would be your best bet against Malachi Toney, but I think Malachi's better than him. So I like that connection, that Beck to Malachi connection. I think you go to what's been there for you against Notre Dame, what's been there for you all through camp, what's been there for you in the season, and not only you're going to have success kind of paper cut wise, I think you're going to end up hitting some big plays, some big touchdowns, and really hurting FSU. So Malachi Toney, Carson Beck, the same guys that were the talk of the town at Notre Dame, back talk of the town here after Florida State, and hopefully the 3rd victory in that trio of rivals that we're trying to take out. Chris Gons mentions Keelan Marion as another choice. That'd be cool to see. I mean, they've struggled to tackle overall as a team. I think Marion's a guy, right, that if he breaks a tackle, he can do some significant damage there, Pete. So Jacoby Thomas, I've heard people talk about him playing a role maybe as that spy. So really a lot of guys that could factor in here to this game. But look, we'll be watching, man. I will be in Tallahassee for the game, Pete. I know you're going to be down here in Miami. If you guys are in the area, South Florida, place to go, Duffy's Tavern. They're going to have the watch party. They're going to have a TV set up out here. I know Jose's out there in the back. If he's ready, roll out here. This guy's playing. He's on the injured list, and he's still out here working, doing his thing. But it's a family out here. This is the Cheers of Miami. This is the home of the Hurricanes. They've had how many Miami, Florida State games here? Just look on the walls. You see a lot of victories celebrated out here. You got the man himself, Jose Toledo, right there. Look at him playing injured. Let's get you in the shot.
Have him hold that there.
How you guys doing?
Oh, doing phenomenal right there.
Awesome.
Let's get you on there.
There you go.
Because your beautiful face. Look at that.
Yeah.
What Miami FSU? I mean, this is kind of like right in the lane of Duffy's Tavern. It feels like, because there's been a million of these here, and I know you guys are doing it big.
Yeah, the history of those wide right, wide left. That's what we're here for, man. We're here to have all you guys come. Guys that can't make it to Tally, by all means, we'll be loud and proud here. Got a huge patio set up. We'll be renting extra tables and chairs. Got extra TVs all set up for everybody to be able to come and have a great time.
I had someone ask me how early they should get here. So
yeah, how early?
As early as they want, man. As early as they want. I'll be honest with you. I said, I just got text right now. Hey, can I get 2 seats? And I said, sure. Show up at 4 a.m. They're like, do I really have to? I was like, well, I hope not. But just get here early. Just get here early.
And the other games are playing too, right?
Yes, yeah,
like
every
the
single
noon
game
games, the 3:30. So no reason.
Always here for you guys, without a doubt. I will do a shout out for hopefully Brian Fitzgerald gets Bryce Fitzgerald gets some playing time and shows his abilities as a freshman.
He's doing it.
You under your tutelage and others right there help start the path. How's BUZZN JV doing? We getting back on track?
No. We had a tough one last night. We lost to Gulliver. JV's got 2 more games left. Somerset and Miami High, and hopefully we can bring those two as a win. But our varsity for BUZZN plays tonight versus I think it's South Miami. So hopefully we get a W this evening, and a shout out to the boys there at BUZZN too.
Yeah, finish strong, then get those JV guys on the varsity to keep the momentum going. Canes fan Duke says Duffy's Tavern, the best eating establishment on the planet. Make sure you got that Tavern underlined, circled. That's how you know you're in the real.
Thank you, Duke.
You're not some
Thank
chain. You're in the real deal.
Yes,
Shout
sir.
out to Canes fan Duke. Shout out to Jose. Appreciate you, man.
All right,
I know
brother.
you're going to be holding this down here
Yes.
on Saturday and every day today. We already got people coming in here chilling. I mean, this is a family feel out
I'll
here,
probably
man.
make my way over here at some point this evening.
Yeah, man.
Bat my way back over here, I should say.
Yeah, if you ever want to catch Pete, this is probably your best option. Oh, let's get Pete back in the stream. There he is. There he is. But yeah, man, no, see, man, I'm excited. Maybe we'll probably do breakfast with the Canes up there in Tally. I'll be up in Tally if anyone sees me up there. Say what's up. We'll be doing some stuff
Tomorrow, I'm not going to give a spoiler because I don't know what his prediction is, but a little more confidence this week than last week?
No, I mean,
Wow.
at
least you can set the people up.
look, I think I had a 3 score. I think I had 31-28 was my score. And I mean, look, I was wrong against Florida. I gave Florida. I mean, although it was
have
spooky.
this one tomorrow or Saturday is 31-28?
31-28.
Wow, man. 2 weeks in a row.
Look.
The fake confidence is showing, man.
It's not fake confidence. It's being a veteran of college football. I saw the 2001 Hurricanes. I was in attendance at that game. I was there. The 2001 Hurricanes, which was the best football team, college or pro. They're not going to beat pro teams, but I'm saying in terms of relative to their level, they're the best football team of all time. And I saw them go to Boston College against some rinky-dink Boston College team. Didn't really have anybody. Didn't have anything going on. And turnovers, weird stuff. It was a road game. It's hard. Road games are hard. First road game, we have not been down all year. I think FSU is going to jump on us. They're going to hit first. And then over time, the better team will emerge. And I think this will be a game because one of these is going to happen over the course of the year, right? One of these games is going to happen over the course of the year. I thought Florida might be it because of Lagway playing well. He didn't, so I was wrong on that. But I think one of these, and talent-wise, I don't think FSU is very good. I don't think anybody in our schedule is very good talent-wise compared to the teams that we're on the level with. You know, the teams that we're comparable with talent-wise are the teams we just talked about, the Ohio States, Oregons, etc. So I don't think any of these teams are on that level, but we've seen in college football, bad teams at home as underdogs, especially in rivalry games, can jump you. So how do you respond? I think Miami needs a game, quite frankly, where they get challenged a little bit so they could show how they deal with adversity, show how they deal. You know, people say, oh, can Carson Beck come back? Like he's never come back in 28-3 record that he has. But I think
crazy,
we need a
man.
game like
I
that.
get people come at me, say I'm the Canes hater. I'm gonna have another double digit win here. I've been on point with these picks, man. I don't know.
Assassin says FSU sinks. You give them too much credit. I know I'm the first one to say FSU is terrible. I was the first one to say Florida was terrible. I think these teams suck. But in college football, if you've been watching as long as I have, and I know a lot of you have, bad teams will scare you once or twice in a year. That's just kind of how it goes. That's the way. These are young kids. Road games is crazy. The ball is shaped this way. Things happen. So I just think we're going to have one of those games. And I think my thought was always it is more likely that we have one of those games in one of these rivalry games against Florida and FSU than against Pitt or Virginia Tech, which just kind of are too bad this year. I think they're too bad to scare us. Maybe I'm wrong. But I think those teams on the latter half of the schedule, maybe one of those gets us just because of the way the schedule sets up week to week to week to week. We get tired. But I don't think those teams are even good enough to scare us. I think it's really going to come in this Florida, FSU, Louisville pocket. So didn't happen against Florida. I thought it would happen there with DJ Lagway. Didn't. So maybe it's this one. Either way, I think Miami has better players at every single position. I think the talent discrepancy is vast. I think Mike Norvell will never win anything at FSU because he's just not a good recruiter and he's a loser. So I think ultimately we will win the game regardless of whether it's a blowout where we just catch them early and just out-talent them and just big boy them, or a game where they jump on us early and we have to come back and respond. We're going to win. But this college football, man, things happen. That's reality. That's nothing to do with how bad FSU is. Bad teams do this all the time. That's what I'm saying.
Craziness, man. 2 weeks in a row. 2 weeks in a row. Unbelievable. The state media, as Phil says, it's dwindling away.
Okay, listen, I keep it honest. I keep it honest. And again, FSU stinks. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying to say FSU is good. I think there's an 8-win FSU team. Well, maybe they're 9-win because of the schedule, but they'll lose their bowl. They're nothing. They are nothing. These guys are going to be going pro in something other than football. Castellanos is going to be like a Rey Mysterio type wrestler in WWE after his football career is done, if he wants to pursue athletics. But they can experience quarterback. It's made some plays. Road game. These things can happen. But all told, Miami's going to get it done. Carson Beck is going to go to 29-3 as a starting quarterback. I believe he'll go to 12-3 against ranked opponents, and it's all going to be good. But
They won't cover the spread, though.
my guy Night King, my boy, says, D, FSU will not score 28. This is not college football 26 EA Sports. My man, number 8, the man who put number 8 on the map at quarterback. He knows something. Appreciate you, Night King.
like 14-17 is what I'm thinking.
I agree with you, D. FSU's not impressive at all. Virginia quarterback 3 picks against FSU and still won the game. Yeah, they're not. But sorry, speak. Go ahead. Give your possession.
I don't know. I don't have my exact prediction yet, but I don't think they score 28. I agree with that. I don't think Miami scores a whole lot either, though. I think it'll be kind of like not what you saw in the Florida game, a little bit more than that, though.
Yeah. No, I think our offense will do better than they. I had 31-28. I can see us scoring more, to be honest. The FSU's defense is pathetic. But they're going to be motivated, right? This is not like one difference between UF and I think if you compare UF and FSU, right? Let's compare UF and FSU, Pete. I think UF, again, I don't think their talent was very good either, quite frankly, but it was better than FSU. I feel UF just had bigger players, better coaching. They were just a better defensive team, more talented on offense, maybe too, better offensive line. But what FSU has that UF did not have, aside, number one, they're at home. That's a one big difference. UF Miami was not like a 50-50 deal. That was a major Miami home field advantage. And then number 2, they are still in it. Like FSU still thinks they can win the ACC. They still think they can go to the playoff. They still have some sort of confidence. They beat Alabama. So I think the juice on the team is a little more there in FSU's favor compared to Florida. So that's, again, why I think FSU might come out a little hotter than Florida did. The home field, the motivation, their ability to make big plays on the perimeter, the trick plays, the trickiness of their offense, the experience at quarterback. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't take any FSU player on our team as a starter. Even Deuce Robinson, he's the one that talent-wise I would say yes. But I'm rolling with CJ Daniels catching touchdowns. I'm rolling with our guys, and we'll go. No one in FSU gives me envy, right? In fact, I feel bad for them because I know they're stuck with this crappy coach for a long time. They're going to be living in the Outback Bowl or whatever bowl if they can qualify for. So, I mean, that's where I'm at. That's what I'm seeing when it comes to this matchup. But I like Pete. Look, you always kind of are hyping up the other team doing that, and then your prediction comes out.
I'm not happy with the other team. I'm just it's the tone that gets me sometimes. It's very dismissive. Like Deuce Robinson would start at Miami, D. I'm sorry. Like,
Did he start at USC?
USC had some talent too.
That's what I'm saying. You put a big. He's a big fish in a small pond right now because these other receivers are hot garbage. But on a real team, he'd be in the rotation.
He would bring us.
He would give us something
nice. He would bring us a nice piece. I don't know.
He would give us something. Now, I don't have green eyes watching him play. I think we got to deal with him. But it's not like.
And I would take Daryl Jackson in a heartbeat. He would start right now also.
He might start.
And I don't like. I understand what the production thing is and all that, but like he would start. He has a body type that's going to get him drafted with limited production.
No, his talent is sick. And he was good when he played for us. I mean, I thought he actually had a good motor when he played for us. Now, you went to play for Mike Norvell in that system, and the motor mysteriously ran cold. So do with that what you will. I will say about this FSU defense is I don't see anybody that's tough. I mean, they're tough compared to the average human. I mean, I'll go out there on the field in 1 second, and I'd be tapping, having to tackle Mark Fletcher. So that's saying they're not tough compared to the average human. But if you compare them to college football defenses, big-time college football defenses, I don't find this FSU defense to be particularly tough and physical. Really, we weren't like that last year, to be honest. I think when you added a Jacoby Thomas, when you added a Mo Toure, when Ruben Bain gets full strength, add Heatherman, the whole temperature and climate of that team changes and the way they play changes. And this Miami defense is just turn on the tape, physical, runs to the ball. They can carry that on the road, which I think they will. That's a whole different energy level. FSU on defense, who is their like dictator of tempo. You know, they had that guy Rawls, a pretty good player. Earl Little's had good games, but I've also had some bad games, gotten run over. I don't know if they have like that tempo setter. Their linebacker stink that really is like, hey, this is the energy giver. Daryl Jackson's the body type. I get that, but I don't know who is setting the tone on FSU from a physicality standpoint, from a personality standpoint, from a tone standpoint, the way Jacoby Thomas and Motoré and Ruben Bain and Messidor do for Miami's defense, and quite frankly, the way like a guy like Mark Fletcher, Ines Cooper do for Miami's offense. I don't know who on FSU's the butt kicker that's setting a tone. That's where I think FSU is really weak, and I think you saw that against Virginia. They were just flat as a board.
Yeah, I can agree with that. All right.
Wait, real quick. There's still time. Season's rolling. I know your wardrobe. Maybe you've already worn your outfit a couple times. You want something new. You're coming to Duffy's tailgate. You're going to the game against Louisville. You want to get up to speed. Only place to go, the Miami Hurricane Team Store. Promo code. I still get people texting me for the promo code, so I'll say it nice and clear so you guys can write it down and remember. Insight 20. And that's really if you're buying online. You got to write in Insight 20. If you're in the store, just say CanesInSight. They'll know exactly what it is. Either way, 20% off your first item, whether you're ordering from Kentucky or whether you're in store right across the street from the University of Miami next to the Thesis Hotel. MiamiHurricaneTeamStore.com, Miami HTS.
All right. See you guys tomorrow. Do we have a guest tomorrow? Do we have a special guest lined up tomorrow? No, I don't think we do. Just
Every
yet.
day is special.
Yes.
Every day is special, but we'll be out there tomorrow. I'll be up in Tally, so we'll be doing that. Maybe I'll pull someone off the street there, trying to work something out. Steve-O, by the way, just an awesome breakdown. Our guy Steve-O, 365 Canes football, just did an awesome breakdown. Watched some all 22 film, so he had some cool insights. So we'll talk about that. Now we post on CanesInsight.com, 7.6 million posts and counting. By the way, shout out to Canes Connection as always. Miami's NIL Collective. You want to get with the program, CanesConnection.com/CIS. You get a ton of discounts off your first month, but you still get all the great benefits, including Zoom calls with me, CanesConnection.com/CIS.
All right. Appreciate everyone who tuned in today. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Go Canes.
Go Canes.